All right, folks, I think we're ready to get going. This just an amazing day for United Heroes League and the community here in town. I want to thank everyone that came out from the community, our elected officials, our key partners from Valley Sports, the Vikings, Wild, Twins, and especially the Prairie Island community. It's Native American Heritage Month, which is very special in November here. For Veterans Day as well. Our UHL board members, all of our construction partners, and all of our supporters. So thank you all for coming. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Master Sergeant Ryan Ringwelski from the Minnesota Air National Guard to sing our national anthem. If you would, please stand if you are able and remove your caps for the national anthem.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Master Sergeant. Appreciate it. It's got to be tough belting that out when it's this cold, right? So we all feel your pain and appreciate you coming out and kicking us off today. So our flyover is on. We've got some World War II aircraft that are going to be coming in from behind the tent here any second. I'm going to give them about 30 seconds here. They're going to fly over, drop some smoke, turn around, and come back. So this is my ad-lib moment where I'm trying to kill time, waiting for the aircraft that weren't here for the very last note of the national anthem, but I'm just counting my blessings that I'm not in that airplane today because I don't like to fly when it's not windy out. So we'll give them a couple more seconds, kind of a cool moment as our guest of honor, Staff Sergeant Lou Chiquette, is here from World War II. These are the planes that were flying around during World War II, and Lou was in uniform defending our country. So let's give Lou a big round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, I see people pointing, so I think they're coming in. And for this moment when this World War II is meeting present day, a very special thank you to all of our veterans, all the men and women that served on this Veterans Day. So pause for 60 seconds, reflect about the veterans in your life, and enjoy the show. If you miss the photo op, they're spinning around and coming back. On the way back, they're going to do what's known as a missing man formation. It's a little bit trickier with two aircraft, but as they cross the monument, they should be peeling apart in one of the aircraft, moving off in honor of the missing man. it might take them a minute to twirl around though, so I'm going to say my last few comments so we can get to the mayor and get our speakers done and get folks out of the cold here today. Again, thank you so much to everyone for being here. Today is a special day as we commemorate the men and women that served and are able to do it now on a monument right here on our United Heroes League campus. I'm excited that we're not only going to be able to have these bricks on the wall that denote our service members' name and rank and the conflict that they were in. We're also going to launch a kiosk out on the site so that folks can learn the extended story, so that they can learn more about Lou and more about Mr. Harrington that served in Vietnam, and even more about my dad that served in Korea. You'll be able to bring information up that tells a bigger story. So incredibly excited for that. Sounds like the planes are turning around. I think we'll just move on to the mayor just in case they decided it was too windy. If they come back, we'll pause for a second. But ladies and gentlemen, Hastings Mayor Mary Fassbender.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Shane. What a wonderful day for all of us, and to have the specialness of Shane at hand for us. He's so appreciated in our community. As Shane said, I'm Mary Fassbender. I'm the mayor of the city of Hastings, and I'm honored to be able to share a few words with you today on Veterans Day, which is such a special day, as we honor our service members, the heroes that have sacrificed for our country. The city of Hastings and my family have a very deep history of military service and sacrifice, as we may have fought and died here and abroad to defend our freedom and the way of life. We know how important it is to support our military families, and I am grateful to Shane HUDELLA for his vision, his passion, and the founder of United Heroes League here in Hastings. Shane has built a national organization that helps military families by getting sports equipment into the hands of youth today. He has been laying the fundraisers and the foundation for a memorial that connects multiple generations of families who have served over many years.
The planes are back, Mayor.
Shane, I am so proud to stand with you today and others at this monument, a true hero's tribute in Hastings. You have dedicated your time and efforts to raise awareness and support for those families. I thank you, one of our Hastings heroes of his own. Thank you for your commitment for our community and for the veterans of the world. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mayor. You guys are going to make me blush nonstop through this, so knock it off. But thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Up next, Dakota County Commissioner Mike SLAVIC.
Well, thank you and good afternoon. And a special thank you to United Heroes League and Shane for the invitation to be able to share a few words the one thing about United Heroes League is they don't do anything small. So this is just a really great, big, fun event, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to have me share a few words. And also, I just want to acknowledge and thank you for the quick conversation that we had. And Staff Sergeant Lou Chattel, it was great to meet you. And World War II, our greatest generation, there were 16 million men and women who served in World War II. Now we have under 200,000 who are living. In Dakota County, that number is about 750. So as we go and really appreciate what this day is about, we look at what the greatest generation has been able to do and serve for us. In 1954, Veterans Day started. Prior to that, it was known as Armistice Day. The 11th day of the 11th month of the 11th, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month is what we do here today, honoring veterans, those who have served our country so great. This is our opportunity. In Dakota County, we are proud of our commitment to what we do for veterans. We are the second largest home for veterans in Minnesota. 25,170 veterans call Dakota County home. Even though we are the third largest county, we are the second largest home for veterans. In Hastings here, we have the Veterans Home. We have the largest Beyond the Yellow Ribbon program in the entire state of Minnesota is a Dakota County based. We support our families, we support our veterans, we support the children of our veterans. Next year, Dakota County will be building a Veterans Preference affordable senior housing building for veterans over in Eagan by the Premium Outlet Mall. Not only that, we have what is here today, United Heroes League. We are proud of a national nonprofit that cares for kids, cares for families, and cares for veterans. We can certainly applaud that. I would take our community, I would take our county over anywhere else throughout the entire state of Minnesota and throughout the country. We care, we are gratitude, we are a grateful nation for the men and women who served us. If you currently wear a uniform, if you wore a uniform in the past, if you took care of home life while your veteran was overseas or not at home, we thank you. We thank you today, and we thank you every day.
Thanks, Mike. Up next, State Representative Tony Jurgens. Tony?
First, all the veterans here today, thank you for your service to our country. Thank you for your sacrifice, for protecting our freedoms and our way of life, and thank you to the families who sacrificed so that you could serve. This incredible monument would be fitting on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., but we have the honor and the privilege of having it right here in Hastings, Minnesota. I want to thank Shane HUDELLA, United Heroes League, and all those who donated time, money, and materials to make this amazing memorial possible. To our honored guests, welcome to Hastings. We're glad to have you here. From the first Pee Wee baseball game I played when I was 5 years old to my final high school track meet, the anchor leg of the state champion 1600 meter relay, athletics has been a big part of my life as I was growing up. Through practices and games, workouts and meets, as a spectator and a competitor, sports was a centerpiece of my life. Along with my family, my friends, and my faith, athletics helped mold the person that I became. My dad coached many of the teams that I played on. In baseball, I was a terrible hitter, but I was fast. So my dad would tell me to just lean into the pitch and let it hit me. He said it wouldn't hurt too much. And then once I got on base, he'd give me the sign to steal second. He said, that's as good as a double. Recently on social media, I read about a Vikings game in 1974 when Fran Tarkington, after running in a touchdown, was shoved by a Patriots defensive back, Ron Bolton. Tarkington turned and zipped the ball at him, at the defender, and a fight ensued. I remember watching Mick Tingelhoff come flying over the top of the pile, After the game, when asked about it, Mick said, "My job is to protect my quarterback." I remember that vividly because I was there. That fight happened in the corner of the end zone in Met Stadium, right below our seats. I only went to 2 Viking games as a child, and that was one of them. I was 10 years old, I was very cold, and I was at that game. Not every child has the opportunity that I had to have their parent coach their teams and take them to ball games. One of the reasons is because a parent is deployed in the military and away from home. That's where United Heroes League comes in. Through professional team partners, United Heroes League has sent tens of thousands of military families to pro and college games for free. 45 or 50 years from now, one of those kids might stand here and tell about an amazing Justin Jefferson touchdown, or Anthony Edwards dunk, or Kirill Kaprizov goal, or an Alex Kirilloff home run that they witnessed at a game that they attended with the help of United Heroes League. United Heroes League has sent tens of thousands of kids to some of the best sports camps in the nation. Maybe one of those kids will go to a hitting camp and improve his skills so he can actually hit a double rather than leaning into it to get on base. My biggest athletic expense was buying the latest Nike, New Balance, or Adidas running shoes, and I'd mow lawns or shovel snow to pay for them. Nowadays, the cost of participating in some sports is in the thousands. Sponsors working with United Heroes League have donated millions of dollars worth of athletic equipment so thousands of military kids have the equipment they need to participate in sports. Participation fees can also be a problem for families, including many military families. Through grants, the United Heroes League has paid over $500,000 to help with local athletic association fees. In total, United Heroes League has donated over $20 million in sports equipment, game tickets, grants, camps, and other experiences. Through sports, they honor our military by keeping their kids active and healthy while they serve our country. This monument is another way of honoring military members and their families. It will help preserve the legacy and the stories of veterans from generation to generation. I couldn't be happier and more proud to have this jewel right here in Hastings. On this Veterans Day, God bless our veterans and your families, and God bless the state of Minnesota and the United States of America. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tony. I'm not even paying these guys to spit out all of our facts. This is great. So, it's my distinct honor now to introduce a tremendous partner of ours and somebody that I just admire. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Prairie Island Indian Community Tribal Council President, Shelley Buck. Shelley.
All right, we're gonna try to do this without gloves. First, Wio Taha Sampa Washte, Kaya Hapi, Ampe Tu Kinde, Yushkian Wachiankapiye, Dakota Ia, Patewi Chota Makiapie, Washichu Ia, Shelley Baka Makiapie. Good afternoon. It is so great to see all of you here today. My Dakota name is Menny Buffalo. My English name is Shelley Buck. And I have the honor of being joined by fellow council members Lou Taylor, Vice President, wave at least, Johnny Johnson, Treasurer, and our newly elected but yet sworn in Cody Whitebear. I want to give a special thank you to Shane for having us be a part of the unveiling event today, and more importantly, thank you for your service to our country. Shane approached us about a partnership a while back, and we were immediately struck by his passion for giving back and helping provide opportunities for families in need. He has a wonderful vision for United Heroes League, and we are proud to partner in his mission to ensure that children of military service members are afforded every opportunity to participate in sports. For Prairie Island this morning, we raised our flags for the veterans who have moved on. And it's something we do every Veterans Day, every Memorial Day, and each day of our powwows. So it's something that's very important to us. And thank you to all the veterans who are here today. Thank you for your service. For those who are still in service, thank you. And for us, honoring our veterans and helping to support their families is something that's always been important to Prairie Island. More Native Americans have served in the military per capita than any other group of people. We fought for the United States before we were even considered United States citizens. Our Native American code talkers, using our native languages, helped us win the World War I. It's ironic that the same languages that they were using to win the war, while our children were in Indian boarding schools being beaten for speaking those very same languages. For me personally, and I'm going to try not to cry because I forgot my my Kleenex, but for me personally, my father was a Vietnam vet. He was a paratrooper, and on one of their missions, they landed on a minefield. One of the guys in his troop landed on a mine, and my dad was close enough that the force injured his legs. He had to have his legs amputated from the knees down. Once they stabilized him, they shipped him over to the States to Fitzsimmons General Hospital in Denver, where my mother was a nurse and I soon came to be. It's a bittersweet story. Because if my father hadn't endured all that mental and physical pain and suffering, I wouldn't be standing here before you today. Thought I could use that, I can't. Good Lord. Over the years, the Prairie Island Indian community has donated over $22.5 million. I just saw Ray crying. Now I'm going to cry again. Good Lord. I swear I'm old. I've become a baby. Sorry. Okay, we've donated over $22.5 million to nonprofits and charitable organizations throughout Minnesota. Similar to the mission of the United Heroes League, we believe it is our responsibility to be a strong community partner and to support like organizations that work tirelessly to provide opportunities to those who otherwise would not have them. A little over a year ago, we began a program that we call Charity of the Month. Just like it sounds, each month we choose a different charitable organization, and it gives our Treasure Island Casino guests the opportunity to donate their unclaimed slot tickets to. And then each Saturday, Treasure Island Resort and Casino matches the guest contributions for that day. Through the generosity of our guests and the significant contributions made by Treasure Island Resort Casino, a total of $50,000 was raised in June and July. Today, we are proud to present our wonderful partners, the United Hero League, a check for $50,000. Shane, I want to thank you for having us today. I want to thank all of you for being here today. The memorial is absolutely beautiful, and we look forward to partnering on many more fun projects for years to come. And right now, I'd like to invite Lou, and if Johnny and Cody can make it up, and if they want to make it up, and Shane, if you guys could come up here so we can present the check. Just leap over the chairs. You guys remember. Yeah, go right ahead. My hands on the phone. It's too cold.
All right, thank you.
Badami Ayepi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Buck. The military comes with a lot of emotions, right? And sometimes when you serve, you get programmed to keep those inside, and it takes courage to stand up here and talk about the tough things that go with it. So I'm very grateful to have you and to hear that personal story, Shelley. Thank you so much. So Our final speaker for today, fellow non-commissioned officer that I had the honor to serve with for a number of years here in Minnesota. He's wearing first sergeant rank now, but he's been selected for sergeant major, and he's pinning that on very soon. Minnesota Army National Guard Sergeant Major Jesse Howard.
Ladies and gentlemen, most importantly, service members who have served this great nation, good afternoon. It is indeed a privilege to stand here on Veterans Day. Today we join together to honor our veterans, past and present, for their role in ensuring the freedoms of this great nation. Veterans Day isn't only what service members are doing today, it's about what's been done in the past. It's a day to remember the servicemen and women of years past and remember how they've supported our great nation. The first Veterans Day proclamation issued by President Dwight D. Eisenhower on October 8, 1954, called upon all Americans to solemnly remember the sacrifices of all those who fought so valiantly on the seas, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage of freedom, and to let us commit ourselves to the task of promoting an enduring peace so that their efforts shall not have been in vain. Americans do a wonderful job at acknowledging all the sacrifices that our veterans have made. This is evidenced by the numbers of holidays and observances that we celebrate. Independence Day, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Armed Forces Day, Patriots Day, and of course, Veterans Day, as well as the many local observances celebrating our country and our communities. This day is observed around the world, has many names: Armistice Day, Remembrance Day, and others. Well, it was once a celebration specifically of the silencing of the cannons of World War I. It is now a time when nations around the world pause and observe the heroism of those who have served, those who are currently serving, and those who have died in our country's service. It is not a celebration of victory, rather a celebration of those who have made victory possible. It's a day we keep in our thoughts the brave men and women of this young nation and generations of them, who above all else believed in and fought for a set of ideals. Though Minnesota is not home to an active duty base, we have nearly 13,000 citizen soldiers in the Minnesota Air and Army National Guard. Minnesota is home to 5,000 reserve members and 500 active duty members from all 5 armed service branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. We are a proud state with members currently serving. We have 5 Minnesota National Guard units currently deployed. And Department of Veterans Affairs reports that we have more than 360,000 veterans living in our state, or about 6.5% of the population in Minnesota. As we reflect, it's easy to generally think of unnamed service members across Minnesota, our nation, and the world. Today, I challenge you to think of a specific service member or a veteran that you know. That person may be a member of your family, a neighbor, or simply someone you know within your community. Have you taken the time to recognize him or her, or to thank them for serving our nation? Go find one of them. Let them know you appreciate their willingness to serve. Better yet, find a World War II veteran. Those remaining are nearly 100 years old, and we won't have them much longer. Don't miss your chance to thank you. Thank you, Staff Sergeant. How else can you recognize service members who have served our nation? You can teach your children and grandchildren to respect our nation's colors. It can be as simple as teaching them to stand and place their hand over their heart when the colors pass by in a parade or the national anthem is played, or teaching them the Pledge of Allegiance. Get involved with local organizations. Make a difference in the lives of veterans and their families. Support soldiers and their children by donating your time or resources to the United Heroes League. Thank you to Shane and the entire United Heroes League family for all you do for my family and all of our families. Consider hiring a veteran. Support Yellow Ribbon reintegration programs like Hero 2 Hired. 14.5% of post 9/11 veterans ages 20 to 24 are unemployed. When speaking of veterans, President Barack Obama shared these words: "Everybody can do something. Every American, every business, every profession, every school, every community, every state, all of us as an American team." That's how we'll truly honor our veterans. That's how we'll truly say thank you. That's how we'll uphold the sacred trust of all who served in our name. At the same time, I ask that all veterans commit to better engaging with our communities and our fellow citizens, that we tell our story interpersonally through the media, that we become better connected to the society with which we serve and are a part of. We owe it to all veterans to do so. As we walk away from our time together, I encourage you to reflect on how the actions of veterans have shaped the nation we live in today. Take a minute to thank a veteran in your community for his or her service. Let's take a brief moment of silence to honor all the precious minutes, hours, days, and years that our veterans and their family have given to this great country. Thank you.
All right. We're at the moment we've all been waiting for. I've got two quick announcements before that. One, I'm incredibly excited to announce that the monument will open to the general public next Memorial Day. That'll give us an opportunity to fill up this wall, to staff an information booth out here, finish getting our great corporate partner tiles on the wall, and then we can share this with the world for folks to come and see and remember the veterans in their life. Second, we do have a gigantic Veterans Day initiative today, a telethon. We've got a live phone bank. If you're inclined to support it, it's 844-UHL-KIDS. Just like the old Jerry Lewis days, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. You can also, I know young folks don't like to talk on the phone, so you can do it online at giveuhl.org as well. So the time that we've always been all been waiting for today, we're all starting to get cold and stutter, so we better wrap this up. But I've saved the very best for last. Army Air Corps veteran, World War II veteran, Sergeant Major, I know he's got at least 10 years left in him. Staff Sergeant Lou Chiquette, B-29 tail gunner. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, 3 air medals. He's just a stud and spry as ever. Lou was at our groundbreaking in May, and when we put our first bricks on the wall here, I had the honor of personally placing Lou's brick myself as the first brick on the wall. So that was very important to me. And now we're going to invite Lou up to cut the ribbon. I'd also like to get our distinguished guests in the first 2 rows to come up and flank Lou here. So if this side can come up and just stand behind the ribbon facing the crowd, and this side, if you can come up and flank on this side.
I'll help move that forward.